I would like to tell you about something really outstanding and different that happened in 2016. In October, actually, I got the chance by accident, and I feel really glad to be part of this beautiful idea. I can summarize it for you. It's a festival that was for 1 month. So the festival idea, it's an international radio festival.
I think it's quite difficult to define radio art. I mean, what's radio art? Radio art is radio art is radio art. But on the other hand, you could say radio art is something which deals with radio, art which deals with radio or uses radio, or both. But the people I got to know during Radio Revolten were all radio fanatics. That was the common point. They was all like crazy about radio.
And I was writing about Marot Langer-Philipsen and his Oracle radio show. He's sitting in this tower for 30 days. He's living there and he is broadcasting all the time. So it's like a radio institution which could have always been there.
I think the most inspiring part and the chance that we got through the Radio Revolten Festival was that we had a very big space, physical space, that we could offer to artists to use for whatever they wanted. So we had 2 big houses which were at least 1,200 square meters. There we put in a performance place with a stage where we had stage radio performances. We had a club where people could come together, talk. There was also the radio studio inside. There was the exhibition, Das große Rauschen, the Metamorphosis of Radio, which was curated by Anna Friss, with different art exhibitions and installations to see. And and we had a cafe and a space to come in to welcome the guests, so that we really were opening up our arms, experience radio, and please take part if you feel like. So that was our big aim.
Well, the Radio Revolten studio was more a cozy place than a regular studio. We had an armchair there and nicer lights, so people could just hang out there also. And of course there is all the technical equipment, but sometimes it would happen that people would come in and make a spontaneous session, so everything was a bit more spontaneous, unplanned stuff. Yeah, in a regular radio or in CORAX, everything is planned, everything is scheduled.
First of all, everybody who works in the radio can take something out of this, and the main thing is you can look to it in a different way on what is radio. Yeah, we are used to formatted radio programs. Yeah, we know this is a news show, this is a show of the discussion, and that's the way how music sounds. And there's so much other sound around, and you can broadcast it.
It does 2 things. At the one hand, it of course describes the festival and introduces the artists, and on the other hand, it describes and reflects ways to make radio and to think about this medium as a material for art, but also as a medium of communication for people who are daily radio makers.
Now that we are writing on a book, for me the impression is that we try to give this free space which we created to think about radio. We try to really convert and to give it into the book, this spirit, and to open it like this for a much greater community of radio makers, of artists, of community radio makers, of people who really love radio as listeners, audiences.
Radio can make surprises, can be silence, can be noises, and that's all, for me, it's all fantastic.